This first meme comes out of the Daily Mail, 27 September 2024. How the number of women being arrested is surging faster than men because of violence and sex crimes. The number of female being arrested is surging faster than the number of males, driven by violent and sex crimes, new figures have revealed. Anyone who's dealt with women already knows this. If they don't get their way, the fists come out, the nails come out, the tears and false allegations come out. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A woman walks into a McDonald's and pulls a knife. Well, that's the case with Arieana Gibbs, 22, St. Augustine, Florida, back in October 2024. She goes inside for breakfast and pulls a falling down routine, but instead of shooting the people up, she stabs them up. Then she goes outside to a cafe and just because it's one of those days, stabs a priest. So the police do arrest her, charge her second-degree murder or attempted murder, aggravated assault, and felony battery. Let's see if they stick to their guns on this one and actually lock her up the way that she needs to be.
Join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the...
There are several variations online of this meme or X post. This one comes from Conserve Millen. If masculinity were truly toxic, then kids growing up without dads would presumably be better off than those who have them. But they're not. They tend to be more depressed, aggressive, and criminal. Truth is, we need more masculinity in society, not less. Decades ago, the Boy Scouts, before it was co-opted and hijacked by feminists, there was an older man who had a commercial where his voiceover would say, "Boy, do we ever need scouting." In addition to that, when you see dang near weekly reports by that Rollo Tomasi shares of women raping boys in schools as their teachers and principals, you got to wonder, what is the end goal? Obviously, the end goal is to capture and abuse and program these young boys who are becoming men into being subservient to these abusive women. And what's even worse is that you have the legal profession, which is set to outpace, for women to outpace men in graduations from law school, who openly mock the child victim, the boy. Well, he was man enough to get her pregnant. Those kinds of women need to be stopped. They need to be shamed and prosecuted for furthering the abuse of these boys.
Mama didn't get fries?
Yeah, I got her combo. We got some nuggets.
7-year-old. My 5-year-old's asleep, and my 2-year-old's at her dad's, so. He's not 7, he's 8.
Oh.
Have a good night.
It reads, "Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children and start asking mothers why we had to fight at all." Any man who has gone through a divorce with children knows exactly what that billboard represents, and that is parental alienation is real. Mothers overwhelmingly use children as negotiating tools as a tactic to punish the father. But what ends up happening is harming the children just as much, if not more. Men spend thousands of dollars on lawyers who take "mommy's always right" continuing education classes to watch their money be spent on nothing. Then they show up in court and are ridiculed for even having brought up any kind of issue with the mother abusing her totalitarian power. This needs to end. I mean, our birth rates are declining for a reason, and until people recognize that this is a significant reason, men are still going to remain on strike. This is the classic, you know, something happens that devastates men, women and children most impacted type of headline. It states here, 1 in 4 homeless people are women. Who are the other 3? Martians? Let's get real. You're minimizing the fact that 3/4 of homeless are men. You don't want to draw attention to that. The fact that you can't even get homeless shelters for men because women dominate every aspect of the government's funding at the federal and state and local levels is ridiculous. The fact that they even have to do it in a manner that subdues, look at that. That's a subdued image. It is designed to draw attention to the woman only in this predicament. Women are handed everything on a silver platter. I've had women flat out tell me, "Oh, I'll just claim domestic violence, and they'll give me $2,000 to get a new apartment and money for furniture, and they'll pay for my moving, and they'll help me get new furniture." It's insane. By the time it's all said and done, you're looking at what, $5,000, $10,000 in terms of actual cost of getting them into a new place, all because they lied about domestic violence. This is insane. Men are dying